What's happening, guys? It's a nice, cold, crisp, sunny Saturday morning, and I'm gonna spend all day in the shop today. I have some serious work to get done. As you can see, I got an axle on the ground here, and my Jeep is not in enough pieces yet. So there's a couple things I need to finish up cutting off. I'm gonna clean up the whole front end of the frame, and then we're gonna get into some serious steering stuff. I just made a video about cutting all the brackets off of my Jeep. That's how far behind I am. I don't know what order these are gonna go up in. So I'm gonna finish up that stuff today, and we're gonna film some of that. We're gonna get into mocking up my steering. So that'll be a separate video, and hopefully I can finish up this cutting stuff in this video. Got some good chunks off. It's a little dark now. You can kind of see the old outline of it. There's one good chunk left back here on the back side. Hoo-wee! Look at this. Clean. There is a little bit of pitting in the frame here, but I'm not worried about that at all. It's not flaking at all. I cut a little too deep on some spots on the bottom. You can kind of see one over there. That's not really that big of a deal. It's not that deep. I can always fill it. So, cool, man. This is the type of stuff. Sometimes I feel like I should be filming all of this type of stuff, but it's just me sitting on the ground with a grinder. And honestly, it's not worth putting my camera stuff in harm's way, because some of these metal chunks that come flying off of here will absolutely destroy this lens. So, this is huge. The track bar bracket on this thing is off. That is like, I've spent probably this whole entire week, couple hours, trying to get that thing off. So that is just an absolutely wild, I don't know, we're getting done with things. This is great. So I have a new project to start now. It begins with more cutting as usual, but I think I'm gonna be able to get it done today, and we might even be able to start playing with the welder. And my end goal, what I would really love to do today, is actually get the front axle back under this thing and start playing with where the hell it's gonna sit. So freaking sick, man. I'm not sure where this is gonna sit. I'm not sure where these clips are gonna end up, but it's good stuff. This is a good milestone right here at the Jeep project. So whew. What's happening, guys? Super exciting day today in the shop on the Jeep. We are going to start working on the steering. I've been back and forth for literally months, if not a year, on what the heck I want to do about the steering. Setting up your steering on a JK axle swap is probably the most tricky part of the whole thing. So I'm going full out. Basically, I'm going as far as you can go without just going full hydro. I don't think full hydro on a JK axle is like a smart move. If I was going tons, I might consider it. I know it's getting a little bit easier to make them more road worthy, I guess. But anyway, we're gonna get started today on installing my TNT steering box relocation kit. So basically what that does is relocates your steering box up and forward, allowing you to not only stretch, but it just, I think my geometry is gonna work out a little bit better because I'm keeping this thing really low, and it does move everything upwards. So this is the fish plate that they give you. These are the new holes for where the steering box is gonna sit. This gets welded to the side of the frame. You cut off all the stock stuff. And yeah, so we're gonna do this. Not sponsored at all. They're just the only company that makes something like this, and I really wanted to make my own kit actually, but I like how inclusive their kit is. That's all I'm gonna say. No free ads, but yeah, we're gonna get started. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm going to work on cleaning up all the paint off of here. so that way I can get a good look at what's gonna happen. Cross member gets cut out, grill support gets cut out, steering box thing gets cut out, steering shaft gets modified. But what I'm gonna do is, since I know my jack stands aren't perfectly level right now, what I'm gonna do is actually weld a brace onto the frame somewhere back up. I'll tack that in place and make sure that the frame isn't gonna move on me. And that way everything should go back in smoothly and I should be able to align this thing decently. That should help with any like twisting in the frame. So yeah, this is gonna be a really cool project. It's gonna be my first big like fabrication project, but it's also the biggest step forward in getting the steering in place, and then that way I can start making the front links and then so forth. So yeah, I'm gonna get started. So something I really didn't want to do is actually take the brake line off, but it kind of just seems like I'm gonna have to completely take it off of the master cylinder just to completely get it out of the way, so that way I can get in here with the grinder. I've already kind of nicked it in a couple spots, so I might as well. I put new brake lines on the other Jeep, and what I might do is actually swap them out. I might put this line, this factory line on that, back on that Jeep, and take the brand new lines and use them on here. It was such a pain in the butt to get this line in there. You know, they're really not that expensive, so maybe what I'll do is actually just get some new lines for this Jeep and just get this one out of the way. You can't move it enough. There's so many clips and things on the passengers or the driver's side over here. So yeah, I'm just gonna get this thing out of the way. That way I don't have to worry about it. And I already broke these clips in here, but those are getting cut out anyway, so it is what. So one thing I'm actually super excited about on this Jeep is that this little tag is still hanging off the grill and it's not completely rotted off. I know on my other Jeep it's just gone. This just has a bunch of codes on it from the factory, which is so cool. So what I actually want to do, see if I can have someone recreate this. This is stamped, but if I could find someone that can cut it out, maybe get it powder coated so it lasts a long time, and I actually want to put it back on there. Or maybe it'd be cool to do like a custom one. Maybe with I'd Rather Be Wheeling, we could do some custom tags like this, some dog tags, if you will. But this is like the factory, as this would go down as this Jeep went down the assembly line in the factory, the workers would look at these codes and make sure that they're putting the right parts on there, they're painting it the right color, got the right options. This actually says TJ 320012. So I'm curious if this is maybe the 320,000th TJ or something. But it definitely says X-member on it too, which is pretty cool. ZPABL something, END, CKF, GCF, GSV, GTV, KAA, VX. If anybody knows any of this stuff, let me know. I know PBT, that's the paint code. So if anybody knows how to read this stuff, I'm sure it's on Google or something, let me know. All right, so I'm gonna get started with cutting off this like bracket that hangs down on the frame. It should be a pretty easy removal. The hardest part is gonna be getting inside here to this weld, but I think I can use the Sawzall once I get half of it off. So again, my camera is going to stay far away, so I don't wanna film this stuff. I don't wanna get metal bits all over it, so I'll let you guys know when I'm done. Wind blows underneath the soles of my brand new pair of shoes. I got the attention, I'm on a mission. No sweat in the way I step, I got a fresh new attitude. Oh my, 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 oh my, my, my. Call me a king, you can buy me a crown. Oh my, 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 oh my, my, my. I'm leveled up, and this is my world now. This is my world now. Alright, so I did a quick cleanup around here. It's looking much better. Frame is nice and bare. And what I want to work on now before I cut off the cross member is I want to put some sort of brace across the frame rails to keep them from trying to move. I do have the frame leveled as best as I can get it. These floors in here are a little wonky, so it is what it is, but I think it'll be all right. It's funny, in the instructions, they don't say anything about keeping the frame straight or bracing it or anything. They just say, just cut it out and put the new one on. Very interesting tactic. I feel like they should include something, or I don't know. But I got a piece of square tube down here. It's probably hard to see, but I'm just gonna do some tack welds, maybe a stitch on the back, and that should keep the frame rails from at least spreading apart. I don't think it's really gonna keep it from twisting too much, but as long as I keep it where it is now, where everything fit before, I don't think we'll have too much of an issue. So it's gonna be my first time welding on the frame. Unfortunately, this is a galvanized frame, so I'm gonna have to get some good airflow in here. I'm gonna try and practice by filling in some of these cuts I made in the frame. Just gonna do a couple passes on there to fill that in, grind it down, make it look nice, to see how it's gonna react. And I'll weld that brace in, and then we're ready to cut the cross member out. So I got that bar in there, looking pretty good. It's tucked up against the radiator, so it shouldn't get in the way of the steering box when it's in. Actually, it might crap. Oh well, but I'll worry about that when I get there. Unfortunately, I ran out of welding wire, so I'm kind of dead in the water. Tomorrow's Sunday, so I'm not going to be able to get it tomorrow. So it is what it is. I did a quick cleanup in the shop, so I guess this video is just going to get paused again and added to the list of other videos that are unfinished.